So I've been thinking a lot about calling, destiny, purpose. And I think what kind of made me think about it was kind of recently I would just be sleeping and wake up and just start crying and cry for a while. And it wasn't necessarily because I was super sad about anything specifically. It just kind of was feeling this like emptiness or this sense of loss. Like I had missed something, or I was missing out on something, or kind of more specifically, I felt like I had missed my calling. As if it could be that easy, like it's just getting off the freeway, like one exit too soon or one exit too late, or taking a right or a left-hand turn. Oh, you missed your calling. And the Holy Spirit, God Himself, I was praying to God about it, and I was asking God, like, what's up with this feeling I'm having? You know, I have this amazing marriage, and I have this awesome church I go to, and these great friends, but yeah, I'm still feeling like I'm missing out on something. And then God really spoke to my heart in a really comforting way, and He said this phrase: your calling is not an event. Your calling is a perspective, a process, a lifestyle. And it really freed me. Some of my friends really don't even have anything to be thinking about at all. They don't even have that dream. And for me, I have a dream. I had a dream. I was basically really young. I was like 7 years old when I first learned about God's love, and I became a Christian. And from about 7 till now, and I'm 30 years old now, every couple years I have these dreams and these visions, and I see myself like speaking in front of thousands of people, like on a stage, and just telling them about God's love and how good Jesus is and how much they can have hope and purpose and vision and for their lives because of Him. And that hasn't really happened yet. And so I don't know, maybe I would say that I feel like part of my calling is to kind of be like a traveling evangelist, you know, like I just travel around the world and tell everyone about Jesus, and what a life, you know, the life, you know, and it's just you're fulfilling your calling, and I'm so happy. But I mean, there's a lot of things that could happen like that, and I could still not be happy. I mean, these events could take place and I could still cry at night. And so basically I kind of came to this realization that when I travel to the grocery store, I'm a traveling evangelist. And at that moment when I'm checking out, or when I'm walking down the aisle, the cereal aisle, or the, you know, the frozen food aisle, I could have an opportunity to share Jesus with someone, and they could be one of thousands of people. Or when I travel to my friend's house, then I'm a traveling evangelist. And so if I travel down the street from my house, or to another city, or to another country, you know what? I'm a traveling evangelist. Like I feel that about myself. I believe it about myself. That's my perspective. And then it's like I'm not waiting for this event to happen to really feel like, oh, I fulfilled my calling. So I was kind of thinking about how this related to some people in the Bible. And the best example I could think of was this guy named Abraham. He has this moment with God, and God basically tells him pretty much his calling is going to be the father of many nations. Okay, at the time that he gets this, he doesn't even have any kids. And he's old. Worse yet, his wife is really old. You know, just not really the best age for having children. And it's kind of like a big joke, like, really, God? But he just believes God, and he just starts to walk it out. And through a lot of circumstances, pretty much a miracle happens, and they have a son. And Isaac is the name of their son. Isaac winds up having Jacob, and long story short, basically his son and their brothers, they all basically become Israel. Now, Abraham has this calling to be the father of many nations, but he never really sees the fulfillment of it. You know, he doesn't see the full calling of this. He just believes. So it's like, you know what I was talking about, that yeah, you might have this calling and you have this dream, and maybe it's something just in your heart, or maybe something that God gave you, but you might not even ever see that full event. But that doesn't mean you can't start living your life like in your calling now. You know, whoever you are, wherever you are, I just want to encourage you, Don't live life discouraged and crying at night, feeling like, gosh, I've missed my calling. What am I going to do? Find something that you're passionate about. Think about something that God did tell you. Go back and read a journal and maybe read a dream that you had. And you know what? Right now, today, just start living it. Believe that today could be the greatest day of your calling, and don't wait for an event. Live your calling now, because it's a process and it's a lifestyle.